There are certain people that at first look kind of pass judgment, but the minute I open my mouth and my personality comes out, I usually, win them over. My name is Jeremy Allen from Canyon Lake, California. Been getting tattooed since I was about 18, going on 14, 15 years. My first tattoo is actually a couple nautical stars on my chest. A couple of my buddies were starting to get their sleeves and I just wanted to get a little something, so got a couple stars up on my chest and in the process of getting them lasered off, so I have some room for some other stuff that I want to get done. Well, I got my first tattoo when I was 18, and I did about 3-4 years of research to fully figure out what I actually wanted to do with my body and my collection. So after about, I'd say 4 years, I finally pulled the trigger and started getting my sleeves done, and it just progressed from there. And more and more I got my tattoos, I'd look in the mirror and all the bare spots started to look weird, so I needed to start covering them up. So I'm in the process of doing that. I got one leg left. Probably the most meaningful tattoo I do have is a memorial piece for my mother on my chest that was done by Lopez. Very meaningful to me. And it's actually my first tattoo by really well-known artists, so I hold that one pretty close to me. My life changing since I've been tattooed, I would have to say yes and no. For the most part, I really don't have people looking down on me being tattooed. And I think one of the big things is if you have really good quality work, really decent work, a lot of people can appreciate the art form. It's just my personal opinion. I think when you just rush out there and you don't put any thought to your tattoos and you just have, I guess, to each their own, but you have random stuff on you. Little old ladies might look and think you came from a bad background, or jailhouse tattoos, or whatever the case may be. But I do have some people, I'm an electrical contractor, so I do meet a lot of people all the time, and there are certain people that at first look kind of pass judgment, but the minute I open my mouth and my personality comes out, I usually, win them over. So I'd have to say it hasn't changed too much. It really hasn't. I feel like I carry my tattoos well, so. If I had to say the hardest thing about getting tattooed, for me, it's not really getting in with a certain artist. I know some people that, can make phone calls or put me in contact with a certain person. I'd have to say the hardest part is deciding what I want to do on the open spaces I have. There's so much good quality work out there, so many top artists that are popping up every single day, constantly changing your mind on everything. For me personally, I'd say 90% of my artwork is biomechanical, for the simple fact that people look at it and there's different interpretations of what they see. It's not just one thing. Certain people, look at my colorful arm and they'll see an ocean theme, or I got a dragon up on my neck, and certain people think it's a dragon flowing through my body. So I find it pretty cool because people just, make their own interpretation of what it is. So for me, having biomechanical everywhere, I kind of want to switch it up and get some new stuff, and that's what leads me back to my open leg of figuring out what I actually want to do and what I'm going to love for the rest of my life. The furthest I've traveled to get tattooed would have to be no more than probably a couple 100 miles. I know when Roman Abrego was doing half my body, I traveled to quite a few conventions with them, Arizona, Las Vegas, but I've never really had to travel too far. I plan on changing that. Rimber Orlina is actually doing a stomach piece on me, so I'm gonna try to get out to Dallas and get some work done by him out there and finish up some stuff and possibly start some new stuff. So I've actually been very fortunate in having had to travel too far to actually collect some of my ink. My list of artists is pretty small for the simple fact that my major artist is Roman Abrego. He did my entire leg, both my rib cages, carried it on my back a little bit, got in contact with Jeremiah Barba, and he finished off my entire back. All my stuff started with Sean Oz Oliver, who did both my sleeves, which, as I mentioned before, I'm having redone my Cole now. The one that I had been, seeking for a very long time was Carlos Torres, and I was able to laser off one side of my neck and finally get in with him and get a portrait of my wife up there. Jose Lopez, started everything off with my chest. So just a very, very small list, but definitely top quality artist. Plan to add more to it soon. I'm Jeremy Allen from Canyon Lake. Thank you for checking out my collection.
Yeah. Oh. Not too bad, right?
Not too bad or what?